For the next 1 hour, we shall focus on using English to run a chapter meeting. We have done that before. So very good reasons we can do it again. And I'm doing this only for the sole reason of helping members of Raffles Singapore, priority, as members who exercise their right to speak. As we all know, Toastmasters is not free of charge. We all pay annual dues. From club to club, it's all different. Raffles Singapore is considered one of those who are very moderate in our charges. In fact, it could be among the lowest, if not the lowest. $200 for a year, meaning one full term. I think it's very reasonable, but people have other ideas. But not a problem. Yeah, the issue really, the priority really is all members are entitled to speak. Through speaking, become better communicators. Through becoming better in communications, ultimately become better leaders. So that is that one step at a time. Some people say they join to be leaders, that's fine. You try being a leader who cannot speak properly, it's very tough. And before you can speak properly, you actually need to train and learn. This is the one humble wish that I have here. Once a month, every first Wednesday of the month, in Yuli Building 0501, we have chapter meetings, and it takes a lot of time. Joanna, being our vice president for education, knows that very well. Me, being the club president, knows that as well. And so do many of our veteran members. We know we can do more, but who's going to do that and how? Since we know why we want to do, because we want to serve the members and they are entitled to have their right to speak, I therefore innovate. No one is asking me to do TikTok Live, and no one is asking me not to do TikTok Live. I'm good at it, so I'm offering it as a means. There must be many other means, including you can try going to a bar, quiet enough, a stage for you to speak. Why not? But I'm just here doing what I'm good at. And I know because I'm good at it, I enjoy it. Yeah, and we all can do that very well. So I'm just setting the context so that we know why we are doing this. So since we are doing this, let's do it well. I'm very glad that 3 days ago, Sean attempted a speech, and I was his evaluator. So Sean, you know, this is the procedure and the channel. We actually let the club members know that we intend to do this. Though not all can join at the same time, at least they know. If not that time, this time. If not this time, then next time. If not online, then on-site. If not on-site, then other clubs. Many ways. I'm glad that Sean is building on the momentum today to attempt another speech of his. I will speak briefly about his speech. I will invite Johanna to do the same, even though her camera cannot open yet, not a problem. And when Josh come upon here, I will invite her to do her icebreaker. She had, of course, considered that and wanted to do that. With both Sean and Yash, relatively newer members, I have managed to find the course materials for their respective projects, send it to them. They might have an opportunity to read it now or later, and they would have seen that there's an evaluation form. I'm making things simpler, being the evaluator. I kind of spoon feed you a little bit, just for now. I be your evaluator and I get a form. And I'll fill out the form, I'll send it to you. But it's something you must do for yourself. You must do for yourself, sorry, which is, you must get that form from me and send it to VPE, stands for Vice President of Education, who is Johanna here. Johanna will figure out, if not, she'll figure out together with me or the other school members that we'll get it submitted to TI, which stands for Toastmasters International. So now you know where your money goes to, when you pay your annual dues. Part of it goes into the words, but we're not paid for it. I'm not, Johanna is not. We're happy to be volunteers, but some people are paid for it. Back in the US, for the past 100 years, at some point, they had full-time staff. Now they do, they still do, we pay for that. The system back end in toastmasters.org needs to be paid as well, yeah. Some part of what you pay as a member comes back to a club to manage. Yeah, so some part only, not a lot. Yeah, and how is that given to us? Not directly as money, but as some of the disbursements for organizing, let's say, contests at the area level, yeah, at the division level, and so on. So actually, none of the money that, let's say, Sean or me as a member paid our dues ever come back to the club. No, but the club will try to save a little here and there and so on. Okay, never mind. This is just some context. The key thing is we serve our members. I'm glad we get to serve Sean. Right? Sean today shall be attempting his level 1 leadership development project. Now, this project is after icebreaker. This project is either speaking with purpose. This project is after his most recent one, which was introduction to vocal variety and body language. So arguably, this is his fourth project. But interestingly, this fourth project had 3 parts. This is the first of 3 parts. This part is called feedback and evaluation, or you can call it evaluation and feedback. First speech. In this speech, he can choose to speak on any topic, any title, and he had. And we actually have his, let me just read that out. He has his title, right? The title of his speech is Breaking Boundaries. Breaking Boundaries. This is the title of his speech. This is the first speech, which means there's going to be the next one, second speech. What do we do with the first speech? This is the evaluation objective, which is also his speech objective. Both are gelled nicely. Ideally, the speaker and the evaluator will get to meet up 2 days, ideally, or at least 1 day before the speech. We kind of had that chance to, I'm glad, Sean and I, online, to understand what he's trying to achieve. He also tried to understand what he should achieve in this speech. In this speech, I'm going to watch out for his speaking style. Wow, that's very vague. What is speaking style? It involves body language, vocal variety, and more. Otherwise, it would have been no progress from his previous speech project, isn't it? So now it will be his content, how he brings across his message, structure his speech, whether it's beginning, middle, and end, how he starts, how he ends. Yeah, that will be very basic. How he present a hamburger, of which the middle is the meat, but before that, how the first layer of the bread and the ending is going to be like. We're going to look out for all that. Various. I'm going to look out for speaking style, what is most evident, and try to build on it. I'm going to give him some feedback. He will learn to receive and apply feedback. Yes. Receive and apply feedback is what Sean is going to learn today at this speech. And he will show evidence of his receiving and applying in his second speech. Second speech can be the same speech or another speech, but it will show evidence of what he is looking out for based on what I'm going to evaluate him today. So in this level 1, fourth project, it has 3 parts. First speech tonight, followed by second speech next month. Decide, think about when is your next speech, build on the momentum, and finally, it will lead to changing of the roles. Meaning, that will be the point in which Sean, take note, you will be the evaluator. You will do what I do on you or for you right here. So it's good for you to understand the whole context. Beyond which you will have completed level 1. Congratulations. When you complete level 1, what will happen? Well, symbolically, we're going to hand this to you. Can you see? Level 1 achieved. This ribbon. We're going to give this to you. We would like to give this to you at the witness and applause of our fellow members on site as far as possible, rather than virtually like this. Of course, by that same token, Johanna, today, after I also asked her to confirm, or would you want to confirm now, Johanna, that you deliver your speech, your level 4 speech today?
Yes.
Okay, very well.
See me, yeah?
Sorry, say again, please.
But you can't see me.
It's okay, never mind. We will do something anyway. If you can. If you cannot, we will still deliver the speech. All right. Since we are all here, we do it anyway. So we want to acknowledge that someone like Johanna will have completed 3 levels. So at some point she should have received this, but I don't recall handing this to her. So I want to catch up on this. Level 3 achieved. We don't have a lot of that, but we want to do that. If Yash is here today, I think she would, because she said that she will, and I will look forward to her icebreaker speech. Yeah.
She's in.
Amu bags. Let me just look for Amu bags, yeah? Amu bags. Okay, I'm inviting Amu bags. Amu bags is Yash. Yash wants to deliver an icebreaker. I'm not giving this to her yet. We're going to hear from icebreaker and then we'll give her this ribbon. So you realize you have quite a few ribbons, right? And in no time, Johanna will have completed her level 4 and we'll give her this ribbon as well. Okay, a lot of ribbons and a lot of work for me to do because I'm the only evaluator today. Gang ho, yeah? Gang ho. Okay, let me see if Yash is answering me and coming up. She's Amubek, okay? I invited her. So what you need to do, Amubek is coming on board and I think you have. Okay, try to put yourself on video as well. Yeah, try to put yourself on video as well.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hello, yeah, I can hear Yash, yes. You know how to bring yourself on video?
But how to switch on the video?
How to, right? How to, okay. I'm just to do another time. This is a sample. You will see something like this. Click on yourself. Click on yourself.
Okay, okay, got it, got
Yeah,
it.
and you will see the first logo is the camera. Click on the camera, and you should see video, and save, and save. Yeah, try that. Joanna, try that too if possible. If not, don't worry. We will sort it out later.
But it's written you will connect using audio only.
Yes, that's what it says. However, have you seen this little logo here? You click on it, and you become video and you save. Try that.
Which logo?
The first logo. The first, the camera. Can you see the camera logo? See the camera logo?
Yeah, yeah.
Click on it. Click on it and save.
Live access needed to go live on video as a guest.
Yeah, try. Does it work?
I know I'm clicking on the camera, but it's not working.
Never mind. Don't fret. Don't fret. We can leave it. Don't
I
worry.
don't know why is it happening like.
It's okay. No problem. Don't fret. We just go ahead first. Okay. I want to keep the momentum. Good that Sean, right from the beginning, could do that. And he can even use his background, which is our flyer. That's very good. So we have Sean as first speaker. And we also have Sean demonstrating how he does it. How he does that. Okay. This got to be like how we do it in Zoom, how we do it on site as well with the right protocol. So what I've just done, I have given you the background, the context of why we are doing this online, and I have also introduced Sean halfway. What should be the right way to do? We'll say that Toastmaster Sean is attempting his leadership development pathway level 1 fourth project. This is evaluation and feedback, first speech. His speech objective, project objective, is to deliver a well-organized speech of any topic. His evaluator shall now look out for his speaking style and give him feedback. Sean's learning objective is to receive feedback and apply it in his second speech. So you will hear a lot of this as you become more active as a Toastmaster, right? Also, in a proper chapter meeting, we won't stop to explain so much. We'll go on to say the POETTS, which is a short form for the project objective, yeah, and what is need to be achieved. Who is the evaluator? POE. So there they are. And the title, his title is Breaking Boundaries. Breaking Boundaries. Then we go on to say which pathway, which level is it. All this has been said about. So I will do it in a very fluid manner, and we will say a little bit about these Toastmasters. So here, as the person doing the introduction, I'm called the Toastmaster of the day or Toastmaster of the evening. I will go on to say that Sean spends his time being a very active advocate of freedom of speech and making a living with first principles in business. Now, I'm making this up. I didn't ask him, and I should. So in a more formal, not the micro version of a chapter meeting, we will have the TND, Toastmaster of the day or evening, ask Sean, how would you like to be introduced? The same thing, he will ask the evaluator. So happens, I am demonstrating how to wear a few hats at the same time. In fact, as I do that, I even will do another thing. Give me a minute. Coming back. In the POETTS, we even have to talk about the timing sequence. The timing sequence of his speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Beyond the 7 minutes, he has 30 seconds to wrap up, after which he will not qualify to be voted as the best speech, best prepared speech. That is the usual thing they say. In a micro chapter meeting, I will dispense with the voting because the gist of it is to speak. At the 5th minute, he will see a green card. This green card means you have reached the 5th minute. At the end of the 6th minute, he will see a yellow card. The red card will show at the 7th minute, signifying that he should really wrap up now within 30 seconds. With his speech, POETTS, I roughly have set all of these for the timing sequence. We will now introduce Sean to invite Sean to deliver his speech, Breaking Boundaries. Are you ready, Sean?
Yeah, sure. I'm actually ready for my speech.
No, good. Very good.
So can I start? Oh, sorry.
Yes. Start. As soon as you're ready, come. Let's go.
There are no limitations to the mind except those that we acknowledge. This quote was being spoken by Napoleon Hill, which I actually admire him quite a lot since he have actually written quite a fair bit of books as well, which I use some of his quotes in my daily life. So, good evening, fellow live streamers and also guests in Terry Stream. I am Sean. I will be your speaker for today. Title Breaking Boundaries. As you guys know, breaking boundaries, it seems to be very tough. But nevertheless, for me, it seems to be a level higher for me to understand. The reason why I say so is because back then when I was working full time, I was actually a back-end employee, so I had not have the chance to basically break boundaries within my job scope. All I did was to basically follow through orders and the SOPs of bigger companies as well, and of course hitting my own key performance index, which is known as KPIs as well. I was being brought up in a wooden spoon, not like the rest of my friends, because my dad was actually a blue collar worker, while my mom is actually a white collar worker. So all of our days we were actually fighting for survival. So with that being said, breaking boundaries was part of me internally when I reached a certain pivotal point in my career. As I tried my best to learn and self-learn along the way, I found that there's no limits to the mind and knowledge. The only thing that we set is that we have actually acknowledged that there is limitations to oneself to excel. So for me, since I'm actually moving forward in an industry that is known as the entrepreneur route, I definitely have to break boundaries because of my current job scope. For me as a consultant, I do need to break boundaries of what the norm is, so that in fact businesses can thrive and they can actually look at new business perspective that they can actually harness themselves or they can actually take advantage of. So for my job, when I was consulting any specific companies, I would try my best to understand their industry and their purpose to fulfill. Just like an example that I've actually tried, and I'm going to share with you this is because it is a real life story of right now that I have a client who is actually selling raw meat in a wet market. So for him to transit from a physical store to an online store, I have to make sure that he understands that he is actually breaking boundaries into a space that is very new and which not many people in the wet market would want. With that being said, I challenge him to take on the role of breaking boundaries so that he will have a better life, and of course there will be actually more sales coming in. So I guided him through the first day till now, and subsequently I will still be consulting him for the rest of my entire project with him. I'm not saying that he is slow or he's fast. I'm just saying that I myself will be able to put a step forward so that he will be able to see another different level that I'm looking at. So me as a consultant, I will be the first layer to break boundaries of his own mindset. Because when you have a stagnated mindset, you wouldn't be able to fulfill or flourish with whatever you need to do. Thus, along the way, I had hiccups with my current client. He was not well prepared with stuff which he did not know. And he actually acknowledged that because of his education level and his background, family background, he wanted to stop. Which comes back into my mind saying that if there is no limitation to the mind, why are we stopping it? So I basically asked him questions. I asked him, what is the main reason that he himself has started this chicken business? For all I know that his parents was actually retired from the wet market industry. So I asked him. So it came to my mind that he wanted to find a job to fulfill his free time. Thus, I told him, if you are continuing to be like this, setting limitations in your mind, you wouldn't be able to grow. And nevertheless, I tried to calm him down, show him the route, and at the end of the day, we are still friends, and I will try my very best to support him whenever he needs. Thus, I did inform him that he has to basically try to expand his knowledge and accept the key differences between me and him and not finger pointing at who is right and who is wrong. The only thing that we acknowledge is that both of us will want to help each other to grow. So guys, like I mentioned, breaking boundaries tend to be very risky, but the rewards are there. Try your best to break boundaries and live, since life is only one. You got to try. Back to you, Terry.
All right. You spent 7 minutes, 28 seconds, and I need to apologize. I didn't show you yellow along the way, right? Because I was multitasking. So I'm still learning, but I'm willing to take chances and make some mistakes because you are paying the price of the mistakes together. So, Sean, well done. In 7 minutes, 28 seconds, you've completed your first speech. I'm going to do this. In the chapter meeting, we probably will give the evaluator more time. But I can't because I'm multitasking. So I'm going to give you my feedback right away. This is not the norm. So don't go around to other chapter meetings and asking the evaluators, like, tell me right away. They normally get more time. Although I don't think it's useful to give them too much time after the food, they want to fall asleep. And you might lose your interest. Now you must be very interested. Hey, wow, I made it. Tell me, how did I do? So let's all now listen in the next 2 minutes. I should time myself. Yeah, and this is how it goes. Congratulations, Sean. You have accomplished your first speech in the 4th project, Leadership Management Level 1. And in this level, we really want to give you a sense of how your speaking style will be. We are at the core of it. Today, I'm going to assess you on your speaking style. What did I hear? I hear something really energizing. And that's how you started. You started and you draw energy from a quotable quote. Something to do about limits. The only limits is the one we set ourselves, which means there's no limit unless we set something. You arrested attention because all of us could easily relate to kind of limits that we have put on ourselves. It becomes the reason and all the excuses for us to be who we are today, denying our chance to do better. In other words, your message has been clear right from the beginning and encourage you to keep to this way of being direct. So long as you're comfortable with it, let this also be your style of starting. And I think you have closed quite well, knowing that, oh, suddenly there is a red flag in here telling you you're 7 minutes, that you're quite composed. Yeah, you give yourself something like 20 over seconds just to wrap everything up. There was a beginning and there's the end. If I want to ask for more, of course, I want the end to be very dramatic. But no, today I just want to know what you've done right. But I need to give you feedback that you can work on. What's there to work on something that you have done fairly okay. So I'm going to throw you a challenge, something to work on, which is your speaking pace. You see, you want to motivate people. You want to inspire your audience. Yes. What is it that you can do now? You can vary your pace. You're a very steady speaker. So steady that we can just follow, and run the risk of being monotonous. So in order not to be monotonous, what you can do is vary. Sometimes fast, sometimes slow. Remember your vocal variety? Except that now you can do one extra thing I'm about to see you. When you are speaking as you can do this, yeah, and speak like you, Sean. But you can turn around and be your client, your customer, your friend, and speak in different tone. Could be something denied and say, no, I don't think so. You can say, yes, you could really try. What harm is there? So rock to and forth, left and right, you create that variation. And with that, I believe you will build on your strengths and be a better speaker along the way. Before you know it, all of us will be enthralled by you. Right? Thank you, Sean. I tell myself, 2 minutes, 33 seconds. I exceeded by 3 seconds. Could I do better? Of course I can. I could have just stopped abruptly, but I told myself to also address one weakness of my own evaluation, which is I don't sum up. It's necessary to sum up. Even if you give 5 seconds, at least have the sense of it. What you have done right, and if you were to follow what I were to suggest to you, I believe you become an even more energizing, entertaining, effective speaker. So something like that, to end it on a note of high. Yeah. Sean, have you sent something that could be useful for you to apply in your next speech? Okay. So with that, right, good. We just want to achieve that. Even small step at a time. Although this is micro chapter meeting, we do micro steps, but they all add up. Yeah. I will send you your e-way. I will send you your evaluation form. Read it. Forward it to Johanna. Johanna has a job to do, but I will sort it out with her so that every of your project is in a very timely manner filled out and sent to her BPE, and she will do the rest. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you so much, Terry. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm going to invite the next speaker in the interest of time. I hope everything all can be done in 1 hour. It is a tall order, but I'm going to ask, is Yash ready? If so, I will invite you. Okay, Johanna is trying to come back in. Good. Johanna, likewise, today I want to invite her to try her project as well.
Yes, I'm ready. However, again,
I'm going to nudge you. You know, bring on your video.
no, I don't know why I'm not able to switch on the video.
Okay, then I'm going to give you a concession. I won't look at your screen, but you will know yourself. We'll go ahead at all. I treat this as a technical issue. It can easily be solved, for example, in a Zoom. In a Zoom, we practically have no issue with this. But I still want to try TikTok Live. So next time you do it, all right? Okay, there's a pause. Oh, the guest will be back soon. Not to worry. We build on momentum, yeah, Yash? I'm going to introduce you, Yash. So in about 2 minutes, it'll be your turn, yeah?
Okay.
Our next speaker is Yash. Yash is our new member. And we all know new member gets to enjoy their maiden speech and we get to listen it as well. Not only first-time member, but member who starts on a new pathway. So it could be Johanna, let's say. If next month she starts on a new pathway, she gets to do another maiden speech for that pathway. Although Yash, as a new member, has not decided on her pathway, she should have more time to think about it. The 6 pathways available to her, it doesn't hurt for her to have her eyes breaking speech. This is because all the pathways have icebreaker speech. And icebreaker speech, the objective is for the speaker to introduce himself or herself. Today, Yash will introduce herself to us. She has come up with a title, which I thought is interesting. I'm going to share that with you. We all know that with the icebreaker speech is to introduce yourself, but it doesn't hurt to have an interesting title. The title of Yash's speech is Beyond the Scale: Science, Stories, and Singapore. Let me repeat. Beyond the Scale: Science, Stories, and Singapore. That is the title of her speech. The objective is to introduce herself to us and also for her to discover, hey, what are the basic structure of a speech? Does it always, like people say, start with the beginning, go on to a body which is the meat, and it ends on something very intriguing? We'll hear it from Yash. An evaluator will still be me until a time in which I can comfortably bring in, or people can comfortably come in here to be the evaluator. I have the privilege of being her evaluator of her speech. This speech shall be 4 to 6 minutes, quite different from what Sean did. As the icebreaker speech, we have set the time at 4 minutes. She will see the green card. Continue speaking. At the 5th minute, you see the yellow card. And when would the red one appear? It will appear on the 6th minute. So at the 6th minute, Yash has 30 seconds, if she hasn't completed her speech, to wrap up her speech, which means by the 6 minute 30th second, she should have ended, so that she will qualify to be voted as the best speech. In this micro meeting, we shall not have a voting, but nonetheless, I want her to know the official procedures of a chapter meeting. Now, we shall sit back and appreciate what Yash has up her sleeves, with the title of her speech being Beyond the Scale: Science, Stories, and Singapore. Over to you, Yash.
Thank you, Terry. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Have you ever stepped on a weighing scale and felt like it was secretly summarizing secrets about you? As if all those numbers weren't just digits, but a declaration of your discipline, your diet, your destiny? Now imagine that feeling is not just for a fleeting moment, but for a lifetime. That is the reality of millions of people who are living with obesity, a condition which is often misunderstood, misjudged, and mistreated. And that's why I do what I do. My name is Yash, and I'm a medical advisor at Novo Nordisk Pharmaceutical Company, Singapore. But before I tell you more about myself, let me rewind a little. Act 1: The Curious Child. I was always a wide eyed, wonder filled, and a why asking child. Why do some people gain weight so easily while others stay slim? Why do exercise work for one person but not for another? Why do we blame the people for obesity when science shows that it's not just about willpower? My relentless curiosity, coupled with cravings for clarity, led me into the world of science. I wanted to decode the data, dissect the dilemmas, and discover the deeper truths about human health. Act 2: From Science to Stories. Fast forward to today. I got my degree as a physician from India, and after coming to Singapore, I started working in a pharmaceutical industry, focusing on changing the conversation around obesity. But here is the catch: science alone doesn't sway minds, stories do. Picture this: I could tell a doctor obesity is a chronic relapsing disease influenced by genetics, hormones, and metabolic pathways. Sounds smart, right? But any of you, did you understand? Probably not. Now imagine this instead. If you are locked in a room with unlimited food, but no way to exercise, would it be fair to blame you for gaining weight? Of course not, right? So suddenly the science has become story, the data has become a dialogue, and the message has become memorable. And that's why I am here as at Toastmasters. Now I moved to Singapore around 12 years ago and fell in love with its rhythm, resilience, and remarkable diversity. As I built my career here, I did realize something: that knowledge alone isn't enough. While I'm persuading policymakers, educating experts, or even explaining my work to my family, the way I speak, share, and shape my message matters. So I decided to re embark upon this journey with you. I was a Toastmaster a few years ago, and then I decided to take a break when I was pregnant. But now I decided to come back because I had a few goals in my mind. Firstly, to turn science into story. Second, to make complexity captivating. And last but the most important one, to communicate in a way which inspires action, ignites understanding, and it is impactful as well. And maybe that's why the next time someone steps on a weighing scale, they won't be feeling judged. They will be feeling empowered. Back to you, Toastmaster Terry.
Thank you very much. Now, the clock stays at 3 minutes 45, 3 minutes 45 seconds. Yeah, 3 minutes 40 seconds. That
Okay.
means you haven't used up all of it. I would invite you to speak a little bit more, as if this is a maiden speech. And I will attempt to do that by asking you a question.
Yes.
How do you think, Yash, you want to make a difference if you have a magic wand to change anything you want at all?
If I had a magic wand to change anything at all, I would help people understand the complexity behind this disease, which is often misunderstood as just a condition, because a cosmetic condition at that. Many people who gain weight feel that they just need to eat less and exercise more. But now, as my role as a medical advisor, I do understand quite a lot about the science behind obesity. That it's not enough to just eat less and exercise more. There's much more complexity behind this disease, which needs to be tackled by going to your diet, lifestyle, and also your genetics. And it evolves as you evolve as a person. So, as I have completed 12 years in Singapore, I would like to say that in these 12 years, I learned that besides resilience, you really need to create captivating stories to connect to people. And that's why I decided to join Toastmasters and relive those moments.
Yes. Thank you very much, Yash. I will just end here. Firstly, I want to congratulate you for
Thank
making
you.
that valiant attempt, Yash, to
Thank
deliver
you.
your
Without
message.
camera, that too without camera.
Without camera, it's not your fault. I'm going to have a mitigating factor later. The more important thing
Okay.
is to try. Yes. So I think I am responsible for seeing through that it can work 100%. Like if you have done a Zoom with you, no problem. So this is no.
Thank you.
It so happens that Sean had given me very high hopes because his experience worked exceptionally well. Everything is on. So Yash, no fault of yours, but all credit to you for delivering your maiden speech. This is a
Thank you.
speech in which you could really see yourself, and we can at least hear you. I want to
Yes.
record that with the extra question, you easily have crossed into 5 minutes
Yay.
seconds. Yeah?
Yay.
And I think we're all entitled to this little help, especially in a maiden speech. Hopefully, in time to come, it will be in your position to help someone. In fact, you did. And I'm now going to deliver an evaluation of what you have done very well. All speeches, without exclusion, there are bright spots. The evaluator who is energetic, motivating, and positive will find something in it. And I did. Oh, I flatter myself. But it's true that you had got on with an intriguing start. How to make your start intriguing? There is a universal truth. Our mind can never turn off questions. Can never. If it is pitched as a question, nobody can turn off a question, even though we can pretend to. You start off with a question, which means you start off with a universal truth of no human beings can turn off a question. You arrested our attention. Now, as to how much you can do beyond that is another question. But at least, Yash, you have done that right thing. And you will notice easily 50% of contests of various types, the speakers start with a question. Why? Because it's effective, it's useful. Some does it better than the rest, but many does it. So I want to commend you for doing that. It might come natural to you, or maybe you have thought hard about it. You might even have done your research. Whatever it is, this is something you've done well. You have even varied your vocals, although I caught it only once, but it is delightful. It sounded like you were mimicking a cute little pet or a little girl, but it shows variation in your voice and intonation. And indeed, you are clever in using your voice to your advantage. Though we can't see you, but we hear you. And that already make it very impactful. Imagine, we could even see you. Now, I want also to work on an area in which you will be energized to want to try your next speech. I'd like to see your next speech on such an interesting topic like obesity, not least because I am also obese. By WHO standards, me, 1.72 meters tall at 80.5 kilograms, I'm obese, nearly starting to be. So I'm not feeling very good about it. But your speech has made me feel that, well, I can do something about it. I would like to challenge you to utilize the magic of 3. See, in speeches, it's very useful to just keep to 3 points, sometimes 2. 1 is a bit dangerous, 4 is too much. If you were to keep to 3, I didn't count, but I think it is all good enough beyond the speech that with so much good information you have, you can organize into 3, like 3 tips, 3 observations, 3 trends about obesity. That will be wonderful. It will keep us glued to you because so many of us are fearful of obesity or mired in one and not wanting to get into any. Now, obesity. Given that, my parting shot for you is to challenge yourself with a topic like this of which you have a certain authority, passion, and need to help people. Challenge yourself to raise obesity to a higher level. It might appear to be a medical question from certain perspective, social, family, whatever, even economical. Find your voice in what it means. Only you can find it. Now, I can find it for myself. I would call obesity a self-discipline issue. It's not about whether I like food or not. It's about whether I have the self-discipline to like food, love food. There's nothing wrong with eating a lot, but it's something even better that I can eat and I can don't eat. Whether eat or not eat, at the core of it is me. Me in control, not losing it. And therefore, taking personal accountability of it. Now, this is just me talking, but you could be the one driving a certain point about it. And that will elevate your speech to more than mere data, more than insights, but into a whole new experience that people can also look forward to. That's when we say a speech that can bring people to realize something before that they were not capable of knowing. And after that, feel like they must get there together with it. That will be wonderful. So with that, may I summarize that Yash, valiant attempt, with or without camera, go about talking something that really drives you. I can hear that. Using good intonation and a great voice, questions to bring us close to you. Help us be with you for a longer haul by making use of certain techniques like the magic of 3 points, 3 observations, 3 trends in your subsequent speech. And you'll find that we were going to grapple with the structure of what you want to say, and you'll all be your fans. And I believe you would be, like many of us here, emerging to be better speakers than we ever thought of. Congratulations, Yash, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So that was Yash for us, the second speaker for today. In a full-blown chapter meeting, we tend to have 3 to 4 speakers. Today, I shall make an attempt to go a bit further. Of course, I also know that Christina is here, and Christina is very nice. She joined us here. I managed to have here as well. As for other friends, if you want to get on, you can just request. But otherwise, I'm just looking at our members of the Raffles Singapore Toastmasters. And Christina, let me just ask you, do you intend to give a speech today, or you want to do something with us today as well? Yeah, Christina, anything? Okay, never mind. While we're waiting for Christina, my attention.
Oh, yes, I do.
Yes.
Sorry, my video not turned on.
Never mind. It's my fault. I must think of something else next. I most likely will bring on Zoom the next time round as well. Then you choose what
Yeah.
works for you. Okay, okay, not a problem, not a problem. But do you want to do something, Christina? Now that you're here today, I can design something for you.
Anything I want.
Anything.
I know how to think.
Okay, you can just speak. I'll give you a table topic afterwards. You can try it in 2 to 3 minutes.
What's that? What's that again?
Table topic, impromptu speech. I give you a topic and you just talk about it for 2 minutes. You want to do that?
Okay.
Later, not yet, but later. Okay, so you just hang on a little bit.
Right.
I want to ask Johanna. Johanna, you want to challenge for level 4 speech? Is that right?
Yes, please. Yeah, but again, same thing. My video, I can't make it same as Yash and Christina.
It's okay. I underestimated this part of the logistics because not everyone has the same situation. But Johanna, why not? We just practice. All we need is practice and companionship. We have both today. Said let's do that. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
This is the part in which I won't be able to, for this moment now, do it like the proper way in chapter meeting because I'm not so well prepared for that. And I know Johanna has a long day, so did I. We kind of talked a bit and we went off, but I know she is very keen to challenge herself in her level 4 project. Could I do this, Johanna? Let you introduce your project and project objective, and I shall be your evaluator.
Okay.
Okay. Now, take a few minutes to talk about this project of yours.
Right. Okay, wait, let me bring my
Motivation strategies.
yes, I'm looking for the things that I sent it to you.
I see it now. Motivate others. Let me do it then. It should be my job.
Okay.
Let me do it.
Yeah.
Then. Okay. Now,
Thanks.
Johanna has done something which all of us shall learn to do. Before the speech, she sent her evaluation form to the evaluator. In this case, it's me. She let me understand that she's attempting motivation strategies pathway level 4 project. This project title is called Motivate Others. And the objective, purpose statement of this speech project or project speech is so that Johanna can practice the skills that is necessary and needed to motivate team members. She will do so through completion of a project. So this implies that there's a certain project she has worked on or is working on. It is possible that this project she intends to work on is about to happen, all of which is possible, but it has to be grounded or anchored with the project. So that such that the project in this speech, she can share some aspect of her experience, such experience motivating members. It will therefore be ideal that such a project is completed. Now, what if this project is not completed? Never mind, we will deal with that. But we know the ideal situation. So as her evaluator, I know that she must have spent time preparing for this project, waiting for an opportunity to deliver it. So we will be expecting a certain quality of speech, this being level 4. From level 1, she had fought her way up to level 2, 3, and she's now at this level, level 4. Beyond which will be level 5 and completion of the entire path. So using motivation techniques that she has learned along the way and applied along the way onto a team that she leads, she can choose to be humorous, informational, inspiring, any type, any style that she would like to apply. And she does not have to report about it. Do a report on the project, no need. She just have to talk about what she has learned and what she has done to motivate people. In this speech, she has 5 to 7 minutes. So I have shown just now how we work with 5, with 6 and 7 minutes. I shall not repeat. And as soon as Johanna is ready, we'll welcome her to start her speech.
Yep, I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Remember when you first learned how to ride a bicycle? How did you go? How many times did you fall? My hand gripped the handbar of my wobbly bicycle, and for a moment I felt invisible. Then I hit a pebble, the bicycle twisted, and I tumbled. Fabulous evening to Terry and to friends live at this point in time. As Albert Einstein said, life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Life is a journey. The journey is unpredictable and the path is uneven. And falling is inevitable. But courage lifts us, will brush off the dirt and pushes us to ride again. On my 7th birthday, I couldn't believe the miracle standing before me. It was a bicycle. A dream came true. I had been wanting to ride a bicycle like my friend. The first few pedals were magical. I felt like flying. Just as my mom was warning me to take it slow, I rushed onto it, and before I knew it, whoop, I hit a pebble. The bicycle wobbled, twisted, and I tumbled. I hit the ground, and my left knee was bleeding profusely. Ouch! Mom? Are you okay? Get up. The bicycle won't move unless you start pedaling. I dusted myself, climbed back, and with the shaky legs, I pedaled forward. Years later, I found myself riding the same curve of fear and courage. The COVID-19 pandemic cast a long shadow over businesses. In this uncertainty, my former fintech company decided to take a digital leap of faith. The first ever online webinar, cause we couldn't meet each face to face with our clients. Our special guest, a distinguished speaker from IMDA, the Infocom Media and Development Authority of Singapore. Our spectators, a full virtual house of 100 participants. That's what expected by my boss. But my reality is just a bleak number, just 10 registrations. With only 14 days left until the event, the 10 numbers whispered, "Give up. Get up. The bicycle won't move unless you start pedaling. Pedal on." That's my mom's voice rang in my ears. I pick up the phone, I reach out to my network, I call, I connected. I convinced them. I painted a pictures, a promise, a possibilities. I spoke about the Singapore government's that supports for the businesses through the Productivity Solutions Grant that covers up to 90% cost for digitalization. I told our partners this is a golden key to transformation and growth that can help their customers. The registration numbers began to climb. 10 become 20, 20 become 50, 50 become 75. With every call, every conversation, and every commitment, I gained momentum. I kept pedaling and I crossed the finish line. It's 105 attendees. More than I had dreamt. Dear friends, how do you keep the bicycle moving? Yes, pedal on. Keep riding, keep pushing, keep moving forward. What is your bicycle? Maybe it's a dream that you have kept hidden, or it's a conversation you have been avoiding. Remember when you first learned how to ride a bicycle? How many times did you fall? Take the handlebars of your fears and pedal on. Back to you, Terry.
Okay, well done. I was struggling to keep track with the time as well. You ended with 6 minutes 40 seconds actually. And I'm glad that this is not the first time you deliver this speech. You are very familiar with this speech. So congratulations also to Johanna for being prepared to deal with the same speech again and again. I would recall I heard this speech in your contest night at Raffles. Having said that, with every speech evaluation, we focus on the here and now. So with your here and now, even though I had the benefit of hearing you before, I still want to commend you for having done very well the following. And that is with your start. All three speakers today have done well with the start. Your start, the technique you use is asking a question. But you didn't just ask a question, you plant a metaphor as well. Do you remember the first time you cycled? No, cycling, swimming, climbing trees literally are some of the life skills for a person born in the 60s, 70s, and possibly 80s. I could learn two of them. What do you think I know of? Cycling is one of them. I clearly remember. I identified your question right away. I couldn't turn it off. You're so clever in using it, you make it into a metaphor. And this metaphor appears in the middle and towards the end of the speech as well. Because every time we think it's not worth it, we need an excuse to stop. It's too difficult and it's not the right thing to do, you need a reason not to continue, you bring up the cycle, the bicycle. It's almost that same thing, but always so powerful of when you think of giving up, ask yourself, why did you start it in the first place? And with the bicycle, there's no question. You just have to pedal on. And that's how we get to the other end. Which is to keep pedaling, keep going, like the duck. Though the duck is something that you make me think of. It's another metaphor of looking very cool and collected and calm, cool, calm, collected, and yet you're really pedaling very hard beneath the water. But whatever it is, what it takes is just keep going. Just don't stop. Don't even think of giving excuse or reason. Now that makes your start very strong. Well done. And you should keep at it. And I know that this being a contest grade speech, there's every reason for you to run it a bit more and a bit more. But having said that, tonight you're here on motivation strategies level 4, and it's to motivate others. So quite clearly, the intent is to drive you to others, and you have done that using the metaphor since your start, and you have introduced a story of COVID times and your fintech company making their bold step. You have begun to anchor it onto a project, which is necessary, of course. What I would think you can work more on is to rivet into it, don't just anchor, rivet. Drill into it and don't let go. Because we need that project, without which we don't have a quantifiable, tangible results out of it. There needs to be change. The change is due to the project challenges, and the change for the better due to your motivation techniques. Even if it's not change for the better, at least there is an attempt and there is some semblance of change, which are the results. It will be necessary to bring them out. I don't hear so much of it, but still we are captivated by your narrative or what goes on, and the metaphor remains very strong. If only you don't just anchor, but you rivet into the project to bring out the tangible benefits. Yeah, the benefits could be visible to one and less to others, but make that attempt so that we can see the before and after. With motivation, we are interested, we are inclined towards a difference, and hence will be different for the better. That's why we motivate people to become a better version or to seek a better outcome. It may take long, it may be very fast, but we look for it. So that's where MS, motivation strategies, want to imbue in you. Do that. And finally, to challenge yourself something harder, something that you may not even want to do, but I want to challenge you to do that, which is to bring out the lessons of motivating others. I in fact saw some of it, and that is very gladdening. That's very heartening, which is when you do well for yourself and for others and help others do better for themselves, you are the motivating factor. Pedal on, never give up. That is your constant, your constant refrain. That's useful. And in fact, you have reflected on how we certainly become a better version of ourselves as we help others find a better version of themselves. This is the heart of motivation. What I want you to also consider doing is in your speech and your projects, and you apply yourself as a leader motivating others, to recognize that motivating others, there's no second option. It must be the key thing to do. And the benefit you get out of it totally outweighs whatever sacrifices you might have to make. That observation could be very useful. And I'm just offering it as a suggestion to bring up how you yourself have benefited from it. You see, on the one hand is the tangible results of you motivating other people, see the change in other people. That is the measure of a success, fair enough. But your true feeling of your success, that is also very heartening to people who might just think that I motivate myself enough. I don't want to motivate other people. Your speech is about motivating others. It is a noble thing to do. So easy just to keep to ourselves, but you have challenged yourself to motivate others. Let this speech climb that ladder. And I believe you won't stop at this because you have applied this speech onto a contest, you're putting it on your project right now, even though we can't see your face, it's no fault of yours, but you have made a very strong attempt at making yourself heard and to let others benefit from your effort. So well done. And keep it up, Joanna.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Joanna. So at this point, we have completed 3 prepared speeches. I've also completed 3 written evaluation of the speeches. I will send it to the various speakers, and I would like Yash and Sean to forward their evaluation form to Johanna, and I will discuss with Johanna to do the necessary, because this is the Club Exco's job, principally the VPE, but we will help each other out to submit your speech evaluation form to Toastmasters so that it can be recorded. It is important. It is important to be recorded for your own sake. And I will not also disguise, or it is also very good for the club. You're also having the club, because as a club, we want to be seen as contributing to the members. It's not easy to show that because we cannot give you money, we cannot send you on cruises, but we can help you complete your speeches and track your progress. So this tiny bit that we're doing now with the micro chapter meeting with or without camera is a tiny step towards that. It will add up. And having put in the effort, you giving the speeches, we want to then be able to compile it and send it to Toastmasters so that they can reflect it in your own back office. When you go to your own base camp and you can see it. If you don't understand why it's base camp, it's okay. There'll be an opportunity for me to talk more about it, but at least I just want to make this known. Yeah, make this known. We shall end our prepared speech segment. I actually had want to stop there just as it is. We started at 9:30. My wish was to end at 10:30 and I can just hang loose for the weekend, but I think I will not, because I'm very heartened by the arrival of our other members like Christina. I also see like Annie, Manis, Elvin, Doreen. I think I have Shirley, Hedy. You guys are here. So I think why don't we do this, right? And he chose so on, so many names here, and Hervey, Keith, and so on. Some could be Toastmasters, some could be Toastmasters friend. So I want to do justice, not just have prepared speeches, not just an evaluation, but also to have a table topic. Christina, you're not having second thoughts about it, are you? I'm going to put you onto my enlarged screen, okay? Whether you can come on camera or not, it's fine. I'm going to offer you a table topics. Are you game?
Okay.
Okay. Now, this actually, I just lifted from what I asked Yash just now. I'm going to ask you and post it as a table topic. If there's someone who would like to challenge, I will give you the same topic. You will have to volunteer yourself. I'll give you another topic. So, Christina, is this. Congratulations. You can now make a wish to make something happen. Anything but one thing. What would you wish to happen right now?
Okay. Something that I wish that happened to me is I want to be like being kind of this person as myself, but I had to be realistic myself. But sometimes I have to procrastinate myself because I find myself a bit hard to how to ideate before I have planning to do this. What I say is to stick out with my own plan schedules, and is to have to put down something that you have to have to take note of what I did, and like it's what I can that is why I have to be more like kind of more specific as in a certain time, as I have to prepare myself to face that something really which is happening to me. That is what I had to face the reality I've encountered more and more in the time at the moment. But back to you, Terry.
All right, well done. Okay. I'm going to ask you a question. No, I don't have to ask you a question. I just have to report to you the time you have taken. 1 minute, 27 seconds. I should go on to also add that with table topics, we have 1 to 2 minutes. And Christina has achieved the minimum time required, which is 1 minute. She took 1 minute, 27 seconds. I should have also told the audience that at 1 minute, I show you the green card. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, yellow, and 2 minutes, the red. And you should wrap up in the subsequent 30 seconds. Well, we all know, but it's important to go through as well. And with that, Christina has taken on the table topic question with gusto. If you can do anything at all, and she went on to talk about it. We can hear from her account that she has certain reservations on how possible that is going to be done. Yes, indeed, well done. It's never easy just to respond to something at all, but we can train for that. Although now it's not a training session per se, except you can just challenge yourself. I think Christina has done well. May I offer one suggestion for Christina to think of if she wants to be even better with it. Now, consider this, Christina. The next time you take on a table topic, give yourself a little bit of time. You don't have to respond right away. 10 seconds is fine. Sound like a pregnant pause, as in, wow, very embarrassing. Is it because you are panicking? That's why you're not responding? No. Whether it's in contest or in club, it's okay to take the 10 seconds. Assuming there is this, and you're looking at it, and you can just be quiet, or you can put it down and just stare to the back of the hall. You take your time, roughly 10 seconds. 10 seconds is 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, so on and so forth until 10. Why you want to do that? Is to allow yourself to compose so that you can come up with that first thing. Maybe your first thing, like many speakers, is to ask a question. It could be something like, show of hands, how many of you wish to have a magic wand now? Which is anything. Raise a hand if you wish to have a genie in your bottle now. Raise a hand. Why? Buy yourself some more time. All of us need more time, but we don't need too much, just a little bit. Consider using this trick so that you can compose yourself. Christina is a very energetic speaker. She had a lot of ideas. She even talked about she need time and space to ideate. There's a very interesting and beautiful word, ideate, which is idea created. There's action to it. So in order to create that space for yourself, buy some time. The first 10 seconds, the first question. If it's not a question, it could be a quotation. We saw a quotation today in Sean's speech. It could be questions as with the two other speakers. It could even be a story. You can start with, let me tell you a story. Not too long, 20 seconds, you finish it. Why? It proves the point. If you like to be to the point, one thing you can do is, if I can have any wish I want to be back as the 3-year-old now. Wow. If that's what you think, why? The Chinese saying, at 3 years old, you will be able to see what you will become for the rest of your life. Indeed, it's a Chinese proverb, yeah? I happen to know. I'm old enough to remember that. Why you want to do that? Because I really want to gaze into the crystal ball. It was here, it was gone, and now I don't have that clarity. Can I be back to my 3 years old? Now, if you start on something, any point, what you need to do next is to reason it out. What is the reason? Explain it and summarize with that point. I have given you a lot of points, a lot of things to consider. Just grab any one, Christina, that you think is useful, apply it in your next speech, and you'll find that it is even more enjoyable. Is that good with you, Christina?
Of course, I enjoy this.
Take anything, all right? Any one thing useful, apply it next time round.
Yes.
Okay, very well. Thank you, Christina. I am thinking whether I should invite more people, but I'm also mindful of the time. The time that I need to go and relax, and the time we need to give you to also compose yourself. So I'm going to do this. This is micro chapter meeting. It doesn't have to have a lot of things. For now, no R counter until someone volunteers. For now, also no language evaluator until someone. I am thinking the next time round, I will do a Zoom. Let's try out a Zoom as well. Maybe it may sound like less exciting, but you can invite your friends anyway. And I want to ask, since you guys are all here now, I want to ask Yash, I want to ask Johanna, I want to ask Christina and Sean, would you want to press ahead with your next speech? If so, how soon? Give me an indication. Okay, you can just type into the space if you're not in that connected now. I see Sean is still in, Johanna is in. So if you guys want to speak, you can. And as for Christina, you can just type. Or Yash, you can just type also, no problem.
Yeah, but can I okay, so for me, I would probably be able to speak most likely next week or so.
Good.
Next week or so, because I'm actually away soon. I will be traveling to China in a couple of hours time.
Oh, you will be, yes.
Yeah.
Me too, I'm not. Me is tomorrow. Okay, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, so most probably my next session will be next week, looking at a positively day that is on Friday, if I'm not wrong. Friday night.
Friday night. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Friday night, let me think. How other than Friday, how possible is Thursday?
Thursday not possible because I'm still in China.
So you wish to be back in Singapore and you go ahead with our online, all right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
because I do think that because due to China, the Wi-Fi may not be, because there will be connection issues
Yep.
also.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Very likely.
the best is that I would think that it's either Friday onwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. Let's go for Friday anyway. Let's go for Friday. I would
Yeah.
think we have to probably press it to 10:30 p.m.
10:30 is it?
Friday 10:30.
Okay, can.
I think I will do Zoom this time round. I will be in China. I'll be in Shenzhen that day, but I'm very confident it can work. With what I've tried before, so no worries. You just bring a mental note. Friday night 10:30, our next session.
Okay.
Okay. Allow me to also ask, Johanna, would you want to do on Friday as well, which is 6 days from now?
No, I'm afraid not because next Saturday is my contest.
You have contest next Saturday indeed. All the best on the 20th.
Thank you, thank you.
I won't be around.
Thank you. Well, do us proud, Johanna.
Hey. Very good. Okay. If Yash can comment, if Christina can comment, can let me know. Coming Friday, 6 days from now, would you want to deliver a speech? Yeah, if so, I will take that into account. Okay, don't feel obliged. I'm just doing what I can to move it forward other than our regular on-site meeting. Next one being 5th of March. Go to Johanna now. Let her know if you would want to have a speaking slot quickly before it all runs out for the 5th of March, all right? Okay.
All right, Ken.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you so much, Terry.
Johanna. Yes. I'll just give some concluding remarks and we'll end this micro online chapter meeting. The objective is to serve our members who want to speak. I'm glad today we have 3 speakers and 1 table topic. 3 prepared speeches and 1 table topic. Thank you very much for your participation, anyone. Any further final comments, anybody? I know Johanna can speak if she wants to, and Sean as well. Anything? Or Christina, if you want to type something, or Yash, if you want to type something. Okay. For that, other members that I didn't notice. With that, I want to thank Alan, Siu Hong, NGCC, Ki Chong, Roger, Jaya, Jie Fu, Li Wenhui, Yiring Yo, KKK, Sham, Keith, Hervey, Cynthia, Jennifer Chuang, Annie Chu, 1822, Cherish, Doreen, Halibasi, Manis, Elvin, Mon, Kejuang, Tan KL, Ferner, Shirley Tan, SG speakers and Christina, Johanna, Yash, and Sean. Okay, very well. This is normally what we will do, even with Zoom. We want to thank all the people who are here making it possible. I'm glad we make it through with our second online chapter meeting of this impromptu sort. The third one will be coming Friday, that being 21st of February, right? February 21st. February, Friday, 10:30. Sean has a speaking slot. The rest, if you want to, can go ahead and do the same. Thank you very much again, and I'll draw it to a close. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, everybody.